All right, chat. I'm a sucker for the venture into the dungeon mechanic, and someone had linked this in the subs Discord saying they've been having a good time with it, and I wanted to check it out. So the venture card's got a ton of things buffed with different alchemy buffs. It's one of the archetypes they've really tried to push to be constructed playable with the changes they've been making to the format. So I'm interested to see how this build in particular feels. One thing that might seem a little suspect, I'm not sure I'm sold on welcoming vampire. So this card only has what, eight things that draw with it. I guess this is technically 10, but I'm a little suspect that this card is good in this shell. We do have some things like Fate's Reversal, and to be fair, wait, this is one or more. This triggers on tokens. Yeah, so some of the dungeons make a 1/1 token, the Pandelver, so that, yeah, that's possible as well. So I'm gonna play some games with this. When someone submits me a list and they said they've been enjoying it and it's been working well, I like to play it card for card before we make change. But this is definitely one I'm gonna keep my eye on. I can definitely see the venturing creating 1/1s being enough to feed this consistently. So let's go ahead and pop on into some games with this and see how it feels. I guess Sorin makes 2 power idiots too, huh? It's definitely true. TM's 1 full year of marches. Thank you for the entire year's part. Let's get you started to go with that shield. I mean, Nadaar being a non-bow with welcoming vampires fine, because if Nadaar is active, you should be winning the game is like the TLDR. Like having your great card stick around and play is like not a downside. I can see Wedding Announcement being similarly good in the vampire slot. For sure. I'm gonna bottom this against blue. Remember, even though we could have these be untapped because we went second, we can just choose to have them tapped and scry because we're not using the mana anyways. Yeah, I'm kind of over Historic at the moment. I think we're going to be off of Historic on the channel until that format gets a balance patch, so I want to explore some other things, and Standard's been really popular for other creators, so I'm going to go ahead and give Standard a chance and see how that goes. A scry to generate some selection here, which is good. We keep bottoming things we don't want to draw. A lot of potent scries there. What's a weird hang? No, I don't think you could really. Oh, thank you for telling me. Wait, am I still on the rising? No, I think you're wrong. My Twitch says I'm in the right category. The Neo Alchemy card drop is on the 17th. If you're someone that was watching while we were still playing Horizon, it doesn't always refresh for people. Citystalker is so good. Like, even if they answer it, it took a Wandering Emperor out of their hands. Speaking of the Neo Alchemy card drop, by the way, I've been told I'm now allowed to tell you, chat, that we'll be in spoiler season 2 soon, and I will have a Neo Alchemy spoiler to share on stream 1 week from today. Thanks for the 39 months coming, Pizza. Welcome back. Doomscar is better for us than... I guess Divine Purge wouldn't have killed these. We don't lose our artifacts, though, which is nice. Is it April 1st already? I mean, you'll just have to choose whether or not you believe me, chat. It's a decent pickup. Do we get Nadaar down, or do we just, like, pick up Citystalker? I think there's a lot of upside to getting Nadaar down while they're tapped out, so I'm gonna play this as a land and grab Nadaar here. Oh! I could have made a treasure token and played this. I don't know, working towards finishing the dungeon has a lot of value here. I can almost buy World War III, but Jeff getting a preview, this has to be a dream. There's definitely some glitches in the simulation. The simulation's been a little wonky. Listen, chat, the preview card they sent me came from an official Wizards email address. It's really real, I promise. I think we're going into the Pandelver, or into the Mad Mage at this point. I'm not gonna attack with this in case they... I guess if they go to kill this, we could just Vanishing Verse the guys. I got fished. Thanks for the 16 months, Fish Sheep Bob. Really? We're leaving Nadaar alone. I chose not to play this because I wanted to not get run down by a sweeper. I think I'm chilling on these bloods for now. I'm technically not allowed to say anything about the card until the spoiler day is here. So I can't even tell you whether or not it's a basic land. It's a digital man. It's a card that has a design that would not be possible in paper. It's a sweet digital card. All right, I think I'm gonna bin the Vanishing Verse here and draw the Citystalker Connoisseur. Yeah, week from today. Game 1 test of talents. Who hurt you, opponent? What was their name? Illegal attacks? You're an illegal attack. Alright, so, control deck. Duress is good, Guardian's good, Go Blank is great. Drop is very bad. Lash of Malice is not very good. That could be a Hullbreaker deck, but I think I'm supposed to cut these. Oh, by the way, our next open, did I add the link? Our next open is open for signups. I didn't add the link yet. Damn it, Pass Jeff. All right, hold on. Let me find the link to the open and add it to the command there, Chip. Use my sideboarding time appropriately. Hey, there we go. Click submit. That looks great. Show me your secrets. They don't have many secrets to tell, Chip. They don't have much to share. You always want to go into one of the shorter dungeons first, so that way you can get it cleared to lift off the gargoyles and get the bonuses on things like Nadaar. Hey, I hope your days get a little better, Neem. Glad I can be a part of them. Thanks for the prime. Welcome back. Been good board, Neem. We completed the toughest cauldron in Horizon this morning to start. That was a lot of fun. We're currently up a game against blue-white control here in Alchemy. We want the time here. I don't know what the robots are actually called. We beat the one that had the Lapras at the end. Ooh, this is actually really scary. They need to start making their things bigger and have first strike. I don't have profitable blocks now. Need one more land past the one in our hand to play Emperor through the Hermit.
I have got new moves to teach you.
And you just fire up the cave. Yeah, we were level 34, so it wasn't too bad for us. Oh wait, they just tapped off of the Hermit. Okay, deal. Yes! Yes, if we get a game 3, Vanishing Verse is coming back in for sure. Russell Cat, thanks for the 3/4 of a year. Glad you're enjoying Horizon. I am too. It's a ton of fun. I think we're probably going to finish that up this week in the mornings. Probably about 3 or 4 days off of finishing the main quest. We had some side quest dorking around this morning, but we're going to get back to main questing tomorrow, I think. Okay, so we'll trade this for this. I think we just take 7 here. Oh, I guess that's 11 actually. I'm supposed to jump this with the gargoyle. Go blank. Not particularly exciting shit.
May your blade strike true.
Hey, the Nevermind. Thank you for the 4 years. Welcome back. Oh, I think we might be dead, fam. Close to it.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, definitely want Vanishing Verse. I was young when I subscribed to you. 4-year gang checking in. Thanks for the 48 months as well, Sunny Back. Gosh, 4 years ago, that's March 2018? It's a different lifetime. It was BC, champ, before COVID. Dude, let's do 3. 4 is probably overkill. I'm all alone, there's no one here beside me. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Yeah, I got an email from the WotC influencer manager asking if I wanted the spoiler card. And I just want all of you to know that I had to heavily resist. We were very close to sending this back, but I decided to play nice instead because I felt like it was probably the smarter thing to do. But I did consider it, if only for a moment. This is a treasure token angle, huh? See, Past Jeff doesn't always screw it up. Thanks for the 29 months, Bill Kinton. Welcome back. Alright, is this a Citystalker Connoisseur? I'm gonna play Nadaar, actually. Let's get our dungeon finished up. I do believe that getting a spoiler makes me an official WotC shell. We've been working really hard. We finally achieved the title. I'm pretty sure we just head on into the Mad Mage, and then they went ahead and tapped off a blue again with this Hermit in play, so I think we... Oh my gosh, chat. We end their entire career is what we do.
I'm not overconfident.
That is an ambitious block. I agree, Mariner. I think I'll take a backup Nadaar, honestly. Obviously, we also want to draw lands at some point, but all gas sounds lovely here. I guess we get Disruption Tier. Maybe I'm just supposed to play a 3-drop. Syncopate. Okay.
Keep watch for intruders.
We're not too far off of generating a bunch of value with this.
Guards, to me.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to stack it so the land is still on top of my deck, so that way I could go Runestone Caverns, draw some cards.
Strike fast and strike hard.
No, we get to play at least one card off the top of our deck here. Sweet. We hit a land too. So play that. Play this. Scry 3. Those can all stay there. Hey, they have a sweeper.
I guess that's that.
That's that. They have another farewell. So long, farewell, I'll see you and good day. Okay. Get to go blank. Grinding them out, grinding them out. Yeah, we did Moldify this game. Lot of card advantage. Fortunate to hit our land drop on 2, but sometimes you got to keep hands that need to hit a land. Mulliganing to 4 was definitely not a good option. I think I'm just going. They're at 5 actually. Tomb of Annihilation, it is, baby. Scale of 1 to dead. What are we working with here? Sick. All right, I need to run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be playing a ton of Alchemy still today. And then we're going to dip into Standard as well after we play a little bit of Alchemy. BRB. They banned Modern and Pioneer cards. Whoa! They banned Luris? Can I get a historic ban for Luris too? Or a rebalance? I want that card deleted everywhere. Just get it out of my formats. Canadian A-Team, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back. For what it's worth, I don't think banning Luris and Historic. I don't think banning Luris and Historic would solve any of the format's inherent problems, but it would still be a net positive for it. The card's design is pretty toxic. Magic would be a better game if it GTFO'd. I actually agree with that take. That's what I'd like to see happen to it in Historic. Just delete the companion text off it. The card's super playable as a main deck card. Actually, yeah, we shouldn't ban cards in Historic anymore. This isn't a paper boomer format. They should just delete the companion text from it. I've registered Luris as just a main deck card on more than one occasion. It's very, very reasonable as such. I think I'm gonna treasure token here rather than 1/1 because the treasure token means I can 3+2 next turn. Yeah, I'd be pretty okay with that, Duck Doolittle. Yeah, I'm expecting changes to Historic to come either with the next Alchemy patch when they release that, or immediately following the tournament. But actually, I guess the Alchemy patch is immediately following the tournament, right? Yeah, because the Alchemy patch is going to be on the 17th, and the tournament is this weekend. It hits your artifact lands too. It definitely does. That's gross. Hot dog water. Thanks for the 3 years too, by the way. You're not wrong about Divine Purge. I think we do this at sorcery speed, so that way whatever they draw for the turn doesn't get made cheaper. And it makes them come in tapped. That it does. That it does. Okay. Yeah, the event is on the 19th. Did I type on my command? Yeah, March 19th. Yeah, the card release is the 17th. That's what you're confused on, Madsy. So the Alchemy card drop is the 17th, and then 2 days later we're having a tournament. Yeah, and then to add more things into the mix, my spoiler card will be on the 14th. Really hoping to draw a 2 or 3 mana creature that triggers Vampire. So that way I can drop the Skyclave and then also draw a card with this turn. If we don't draw something that could trigger Vampire, it might just be a Sorin down tick angle. Sick. Okay. Yeah, I want to trigger Vampire this turn. Into the dungeon we go. Into the dungeon we go. Heidi ho the cheerio. Into the dungeon we go. Put this on black and scry. Which dungeon am I going into here, chat? I think we go into the Pandelver because we have Welcoming Vampire in play. Because Welcoming Vampire will make the 1/1 draw card. Nah, I don't think we're enough of the beatdown with their aspirants in play. There's a good chance they build their board up large here. And we end up on the back foot. I think we're definitely the bigger deck here. Alchemy is a format of flexibility and possibility, a dynamic, ever-changing format where ambitious design philosophy can exist safely, knowing that the next rebalancing is only weeks away. Alchemy is a format where mechanics that were not initially good enough for constructed can be given a second chance, a place where designs not physically possible on paper can be explored. Yep. In my opinion, Wizards has done a very good job managing Alchemy so far. The rate at which they've provided balance patches has been very reasonable. Been pretty content with things, all things considered. I think I'm happy just going back into the Pandelver. The fact that Pandelver draws 2 cards with Welcoming Vampire is actually pretty great. That's something I hadn't considered when we were talking about this card being good or bad. Yeah, I agree, Hedon. It was actually one of the biggest critiques I always had of Runeterra is Runeterra's balance team is almost always pretty slow. And they actually announced in their last update that they were moving away from monthly updates to every 2 months with Runeterra. So I'm really glad to see Wizards is taking a more aggressive pace with their balance changes. Hey, thanks for keeping on, Animant. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Alright, so this is definitely a kill all the things matchup. Yeah, I agree, Beck. I think these are probably too slow here. They also have a lot of first strikers. The death touch on this is kind of appealing. Maybe Trespasser's actually too slow, and I'd rather have a couple of these at my top end still. What do you think of this board plan? Kind of like it? Kind of like it. Let's try. Yeah, I completely agree, Beck. The fact that they're clearly communicating what their goals are for Alchemy is fantastic as well. Is there a resource outside of Hoglandia that has Alchemy deck lists? Yeah, a lot of other bigger creators aren't really playing Alchemy at this point because Standard's more popular. Hopefully that slowly changes. Hopefully we'll see more people dipping their feet into Alchemy out of Standard when the Alchemy card drop happens next week, but... I believe Untapped has their Alchemy stuff locked behind their premium subscription service, so if you have that, it can be a resource, but they also don't have very large sample sizes because the format's not nearly as popular as others. Well to go, thank you for the 18 months, welcome back. Standard best of 3 is a tough watch lately, why is that? I'm actually gonna try, we're gonna try some standard best of 3 later today. The problem isn't the decks I can play, Televangelist. You're right that there's a lot of trash tier historic decks like Mono Blue Spirits I could play. The best way I could describe a Magic format is the thing that makes a Magic format good isn't the decks you can play. The thing that makes a Magic format good is the decks you play against. So you need to understand that when I'm soured on Alchemy or Alchemy Historic at the moment, it has nothing to do with the decks I could play. I have an infinite pool of trash tier decks I could register. We have a big collection here. The problem is that almost everything you play against is like Phoenix, Cat Oven, Blue White X Control, I think is 90+% of the matches I play in Historic. I'm just very sick of all 3 of those. Gully Seagull, thank you for the 22 months. Welcome back. Also, I'm gonna give Standard a fair shake. I've heard people say good things about it. I've heard bad things about it, but people always have bad things to say about every format in Magic, so... I'm gonna do my best and play it a little bit today. It feels okay today. We'll try it a little more, but maybe we'll just be an Alchemy stream if Standard's not fun. I don't intend to play formats I'm not having fun with on the stream anymore, so the content isn't good if the formats feel like a slog, so. Thanks for the 3rd of year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, so what you need to understand about the play queue, Televangelist, is the play queue actually has some deck strength matchmaking based on the amount of rarity, based on the rarity of the cards in your deck. So if you're playing a more budget deck, especially a deck like Mono Blue Spirits that doesn't have rare lands in it, you're going to play against much worse decks in the play queue. We do this now to stop this from flipping. Am I just dead? No, we're not quite dead on board, because I can kill this guy Clave and then block. We are dead to a removal spell, unfortunately. Their last card's a blank. We're in an okay spot. So this lets them know they probably shouldn't attack here, but it means they don't get to draw a card from this, so I think this is worthwhile. I would like 1, 2, or 3 mana spell, please. I say they could attack here. I want to force the adventurer off the table. Okay, that's not a 2 or 3 mana spell, but it's a pretty good one. Hey, big bucks, no brutal Cathar.
I'm busy.
Lifelink's a heck of a keyword. Yes, man, see, so for the rebalanced cards, you get the paper version of it too, right? So like, if you have regular Goldspan Dragon, you automatically have the Alchemy Goldspan Dragon. You're not crafting the Alchemy specific variations of things unless it's a digital only card. Rabner, thank you for the 55 months. It's been quite a trip. Welcome back. I think Sorin's just turning into a second vampire here, huh? Well, I mean, to be fair, Duck Doolittle, a lot of people complaining about how alchemy impacts things, they're folks that they build collections off of drafting, and it is harder to build a collection off of drafting. Actually, you know what? What if we just do this? Oh, I guess this gets a Planeswalker back too, right? Yeah, never mind. I'm just passing. We're gonna pick Sorin back up. Honestly, fixing alchemy's economy is probably even just as easy as like sticking an alchemy card into normal booster packs. Yeah, so Lambton, they don't have an incentive to like rework the economy at its core, but they definitely. Oh, I could have double blocked to gain 2 more. Good shout. Thank you for pointing that out. They do have an incentive based on the feedback and pushback the community has given to adjust things regarding specifically alchemy. It's just like how people were very rightfully upset when they announced double wild cards for Historic, and then based on pushback on that, they changed things. What's your build around idea, Mar? I actually don't have a second deck lined up yet today. At any cost, chat. At any cost.
My ways are not for the weak.
Jesus! Thanks for the 2/3 of a year. Welcome back. Sword point, diplomacy, and risk factor. I'm actually not taking historic submissions at the moment. Apologies. Chat, that's how little fun. Someone said I'd play historic if someone paid me. That's actually the second historic deck I've rejected in the last week. The format's just not playing Bruise in Historic is like pounding my head into a table or punching a wall. It's really not fun. You can either beat Phoenix or you can beat blue-white control, and you can't do both, and you're always going to play against both. No, I'm not playing the play queue, chat. Chat, the play queue has deck strength matchmaking and has even more concessions than normal. It's also content that people are less inclined to watch. People don't want to watch more casual stuff like that. They want to see how decks do in the actual field of competitive decks. You know, I was really sad I bottomed this drop after they played this, so we just skillfully drew another one. Nailed it. Brilliant here. Make a 1/1 here, I think. I was hoping to have Welcoming Vampire out when we made a 1/1, but there it is. Yeah, they banned Luris and Pioneer in Modern. For what I see on YouTube, people want to see edited content that makes bad decks look like they can beat good decks. Yes. Yeah. I've said this before. I'll never begrudge people the hustle of posting bad decks and making it appear like they are good, but it's just not something I can do personally. It just doesn't sit right with me. But it's definitely true that people watch videos less and they start turning them off when they see the deck lose. So editing out your losses is explicitly a very good thing to do for your content if you want to be successful. Especially on YouTube. I guess only on YouTube. That doesn't, again, nothing you can do live. Hey, thanks, RT-San. Yeah, the broadcast was a ton of fun. Hopefully I get the opportunity to do some more of them. I think Spraggles and I meshed really well as a commentary pair because he has really good high energy and hype, and I am a very analytical individual. I think ideally you want every commentary pair to be like that. Please activate my trap card. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we got him. Haha, we got him.
Now you've done it. That's coming off. Remember your training.
Where someone asked, why didn't the Town Razor trigger? Because it triggers at end of turn now. Because they made it a little bit more fair and balanced. Citystalker Connoisseur. I'm giving up this. It's close though. That's a sick draw. Okay, so we get to go get the drop on this. I don't, Adam. If I'm being honest, I haven't cleared through Twitter yet because I started with suggestions from the subs Discord server. I think this is a Mad Mage angle. Let's give this a 1/1 counter so it can attack.
We've got the edge in this fight.
When you're trying to figure out if you're supposed to go in the Mad Mage, you should basically be asking yourself the question, how long do I think this game is going to last? And their deck's full of removal, so I think there's a good chance this gets kind of attrition-y and we go long. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Kritish. Welcome back. Yeah, Unite will only get more interesting as they add more characters. I think we're supposed to get the new Unite attacker this week if the timelines line up the way I think they do. So hopefully we'll have 2 new characters for the event at the end of the month. Yeah, because I think it's supposed to come out before the Battle Pass finishes, and the Battle Pass in Unite ends sometime real soon here. I think it's like less than a week. I guess it could come out early next week. But it's definitely supposed to drop before the Battle Pass finishes. Are you dead yet? Got him. All right, so they're very mid-rangey. Honestly, our main deck's pretty well set up for a matchup like this. I think it might just be as simple as like a Lash out Vanishing Verse in angle. Balasar, thanks for the 22 months of Prime. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm down for that. Yeah, I was interested. They had 3 different broadcasts for the last one, right? They did Central America, LATAM, and we had our EU-NA broadcast, and they also had a Japan one, I think, maybe? I think there were 3. Yeah, the LATAM one had a studio as well, which was sweet. Looking for another black source here. Okay, I mean, 4th Cloistered Gargoyle technically means we get to finish the dungeon, right? So I think we keep it. We get to go like Gargoyle next turn with the treasure. And they can't quite meat hook this turn, so we'll get at least 1 attack in before they do that if they find it. It's a little aggro because that treasure could also be casting the Sorin, but let's attack with this, set the tone. Alright, so really want to draw untapped land here. Nailed it. Goodbye, friend. Houston, we are cleared for takeoff. I repeat. Roger, Dodger, over and out. Alright, if there aren't meat hooks in our future, we're in a very good spot. Survey says... That's a tapped land, chat! All right, so they're dead, right? Because they have to block and then Trespasser kills them? I sacked the land because I'm not doing anything with the mana yet. Climbing on up the ladder. Yeah, we're definitely a more mid-rangey deck, but that was a solidly aggressive start. Yeah, it's built sweet. This is, I'm looking for standard and alchemy decks. If you have something sweet for either of these formats, if you're a subscriber, you should ping me in Discord. So I'm going to give preference to subscriber list. But if you're a non-sub who has a sweet thing too, you can tag me on Twitter. I'm doing 2 decks a day, so no promises I'm going to get to everything or think your deck is as sweet as you think it is. But we're going to try a bunch of different stuff. We're going first. We have tapped white, untapped black, Triumphant Adventurer. Solid curve here. I love this card, chat. Scrylands are great, and this is such a good Scryland. I'll bottom this. This card is really rough for us. Honestly, I think I'm just playing this before we cast this. Hey, nice Immortals. Yeah, I think, no exaggeration, I think Neo Kamigawa is the best Magic set they've released in the post-Fire Design era. Hey, get some rest, Stan. Yeah, I'm here every day, and if you want some Pokemon Unite stuff from me, if you haven't checked it out, I have a dedicated Pokemon Unite YouTube channel. Today's actually marks 5 months in a row of daily posts there. Posted a little bit of Unite stuff. Flight forward, thanks for the almost 3 years, welcome back. What makes Neo so good? I think the best summary of what makes Neo so good compared to a lot of other things, one of my buddies put it well. He said, Neo really feels like the first time in a while they made new things instead of just making better things. Neo feels compelling to play with, not just because the cards are strong, but because they're interesting and fun to build with. And obviously some of that's subjective, but it's definitely something I agree with. Well, I can make a treasure token. Okay, so let's Nadaar plus Gargoyle here, I think. Grows the game sideways rather than up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Oni Cultianvol is a great shout. Really like the design on this card. This card feels like a better designed cat oven. I am thoroughly addicted to playing with Venture into the Dungeon cards in Alchemy, Tim. This is our first time playing with this black-white build, but if you look back on the YouTube channel, there are a bunch of videos of me playing Abzan venture into the dungeon. I think that build's very good. Alright, well, makes this play easy. Just get the last card out of their hand. Oh yeah, blue-black midrange is great too. The blue-black midrange deck is gas. Is it worth it to try Esper Venture? I don't think so. None of the blue cards that venture really solve problems that these archetypes have. You gonna trade Harvester for my Connoisseur? Deal. Feeling pretty good at the moment. Sorin and Trespasser are gonna come in and buff our life total a little bit.
You will serve me well.
You will serve me well. We need one more venture for this to be good. Dockside Chef's a sweet card. This is a card I want to try in the red black deck next time we play it. This deck the current opponent's playing is also very good. I played that somewhat recently. I mean, they already buffed a bunch of venture cards. I don't think they really need to change anything else. Yeah, the venture archetype as is pretty competitive.
Nothing on Innis.
Oh, you know what? I should have used the blood to rummage real quick. I actually think this deck that the current opponent's playing, it's actually mostly commons and uncommons, and it's very good and fun to play. For those of you looking to get into Alchemy, you should check out my YouTube channel. There's an Alchemy playlist on the front page that has a ton of reasonable decks in it. Now, it depends on how much they care about the card they're sacrificing, Peel. Sure, the next D&D thing being commander only doesn't mean those cards won't make it onto Magic Arena, though, and into something like Historic, though. And they wanted to potentially push the archetype there, like we saw a Mutate card from a commander product get into Historic and see some Historic play on the fringes. That's one of the sweet things about Historic is that all bets are off in terms of stuff like that. Chat, I would never lie to you, chat, which is why when I tell you I have a preview card next week, it's the truth. But past that, Pioneer is definitely coming to Magic Arena. I'll go one step further even and tell you that Modern is definitely coming to Magic Arena. Now, the timelines on those things happening are not abundantly clear, but rest assured that if there's one thing Wizards of the Coast really likes, chat, it's your money. And adding new cards to Magic Arena is incredibly profitable for them. That's why when like people talk about things like spectator mode is nonsense, chat. That's not coming. That doesn't spectator mode doesn't take money from you and give it to them. However, adding Pioneer, adding Modern, could you imagine having to build a Pioneer or Modern deck under the current Magic Arena economy, it will cost you so much money, chat. Multiplayer would add value. It wouldn't. There's also proportionality of the difficulty to implement too. So while you're right that adding multiplayer with 3+ people would net some new purchases, it almost assuredly wouldn't net enough purchases to be worth the effort proportionally to just spending that same amount of resources adding new cards to the client. And if there's one thing we've been shown time and time again, is that adding new cards to the client is very clearly profitable for them. It's a very simple numbers game, chat. Yeah, actually, and I've talked about this a couple of times recently. We've actually been talking about it in the subs Discord server a lot. I actually think there's probably there's a good chance Wizards should consider removing some queues from Magic Arena as is. I think we've gotten to a point where there are too many queues in Magic Arena based on the size of the player base. And just to clarify, I'm sure that'll already get taken out of context, but to clarify what I mean by that is, I'm not saying we should have less formats on Magic Arena. What I am saying, however, there shouldn't be historic best of 1 ranked, historic best of 3 ranked, historic best of 1 unranked, historic best of 3 unranked, historic best of 1 event, historic best of 3 events. Like, there shouldn't be 6 historic queues. That's the TLDR when I say there should be fewer formats. There shouldn't be 6 historic queues. Unranked queues are very important to have in all digital clients, chat, because there are lots of people who suffer from ranked anxiety. Even if the rank is completely meaningless, it's just a mental thing for them. And it's important to have unranked queues for those folks. That being said, like, the event queues that we have probably shouldn't be 24/7 anymore. I also think there's probably, you could probably make the argument that, what was it? Unranked queues. You probably make the argument that maybe you don't need a best of 3 unranked queue. I think that could be something that could change, especially for formats like Alchemy and Historic that have smaller player bases. I think if you wanted to pull unranked, it should definitely be there for best of 1, but best of 3 is an inherently more competitive format.
My people must contend with me.
It doesn't matter if you can see it, Twitch chat, that it's still there for people.
How dare you disrespect me?
Well, so for the people saying unranked is a different metagame, you need to understand that unranked currently has deck strength matchmaking in it. Which is another thing unranked does for people. The unranked queues in Magic Arena do their best to pair you into other people with similar amounts of rares in their decks.
Strike fast and strike hard.
Has the Sorin seen anything other than lands? It hasn't, and it's great. I don't think I'm ready to full pivot here, but I am gonna attack with the lifelinker. Now I'm gonna leave the Hive and the Gargoyle back to play defense. Cause like, I'm super far ahead as this game goes along, right? There's no reason for me to get like overly aggressive and lose my Planeswalkers to attacks. I think we just chill and like buffer our life total with this. The way this game is going on right now, like we're favored as it goes along, so there's no reason to try and end it faster. Zero incentive for that. Oh, this is still game 1, isn't it? I'm gonna be honest, chat. We've been sitting here BSing this whole time. I also didn't realize it was game 1. My opponents used 10 minutes off their clock. I've used 5 off of mine. Can someone create a Duress command that links my tweet? Please and thank you. At any cost, chat. At any cost.
Call for dire tactics.
This is Mad Mage angle here as we continue to grind. Alright, so Citystalker is pretty medium. Guardian of Faith is good against Meathook Massacre. Lash doesn't do much. Not having a way to take Oni Cult Anvil off the table feels a little bad. I think I actually want a couple copies of Duress, just because being able to tag Meathook Massacre has a lot of value. Damn, it would be so good if one of these lands made white mana. This is fine. Not amazing, but fine. Yeah, I could definitely see Cursed Idol being good in Abzan with the advent of this archetype the opponent is playing being in the format. For play, I think the earliest you can play this card reasonably is 3. Not being able to play your 2-drop is such a big drawback. That Will person who responded to your tweet chose not to read your tweet very carefully. not reading what you're responding to while simultaneously getting mad about something that wasn't said is a core tenet to people interacting with you on social media. It's one of the reasons why my block list measures in the thousands. People enjoy getting big mad about things you didn't actually say. A lot of projection. Nah, it's not even exclusive to Magic Twitter. It's just life. It's just people. I think some of my favorite comments are when, like, Salty Magic Grinder 347 complains I block everyone on Twitter. And it's like, look, Salty Magic Grinder, you have 37 followers, and I have almost 17,000 followers. So there's a good chance that there's at least 17,000 people that aren't blocked by me. But if Salty Magic Grinder was smart enough to realize things like that, they wouldn't be Salty Magic Grinder, chat. They'd be doing something more productive with their lives. It's a scry here. Gosh, if we hit another... Alright, what are you even looking for here? If they could read, they'd be very upset. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think we're actually keeping that, right? Okay, so now here's a real question. Do I use drop now to finish this vampire, or do I wait? Because if I use it next turn, I'll get a 1/1 goblin, which will let me draw 2 cards. I've already used these for the turn. I think I want to wait to draw 2 cards. Yeah, I could also just kill the Blood Artist instead next turn. Definitely true.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
So, through the magic of technology, chat, the sticks are both simultaneously on my left side and my right side. It's magic. Ooh. Burn the witch. I think you're just moving them during the transition. Damn it, they found out my secret, champ.
Me.
Alright, and I think we're chilling on this adventurer because we could end step, use the abandoned mire, pick up vampire, and then draw some cards here. This brings something back to play that would die, so that might actually be useful at some point too. cost us. Cost us a little bit of life, but can save something in a pinch. Oh gosh. Well, now I just want a Sorin of my own, right? Only enemies have to pick word.
You fight for me now.
Yeah, the channel lands are all great. I think the red one's fine too, for what it's worth. The welcoming vampires have been very good. I'm glad we gave those a try before making changes. The fact that the dungeon gives us a 1/1 to draw a card has been really relevant. And the Planeswalkers providing a steady stream of 2/2s, 2 power idiots, has been great. Not a particularly proactive hand, but still good. Is there a reason you overwhelmingly make best of 3 content? Yeah, I don't have fun playing best of 1. Best of 1 is actually a lot more popular. The most successful Magic Arena content creators generally focus on best of 1. The things I enjoy most about Magic the Gathering are sideboarding and making intelligent mulliganing, and you don't get to do either of those things in best of 1. I would play the crap out of a best of 1 game 3 cube. Yeah, we just talked about that, Rufio. Welcoming vampires been aces. If anything, I could see playing the 4th vampire over the 4th trespasser. Vampire's been lovely. Yeah, Runeterra's ladder being best of 1 is big sad. How would that work? So, my idea for a best of 1 game 3 queue is for 30 seconds or 60 seconds before you play your 1 game, you and your opponent would each get to look at all of the spells, not the number of those spells, but just the spells in the opponent's deck list. Then you would sideboard and play 1 game. So it would be slightly longer and more involved than a normal best of 1, but it would let you play a 1-game match while still getting to mulligan for that game and sideboard against linear decks. I would only show them the main deck spells, I think. I think there's a lot of ways you could tweak those details, but I would, if you asked me, Jeff, how I would use that up, I would show you just the names of the spells in the opponent's deck, not the numbers of them, not their mana base, just show them the spells that they're playing in the main deck, and then go from there. Oh man, passing with Wanderer Emperor up to flip our werewolf is really hot. I'm into it, shit. Oh, I messed it up, chat. If I would have played the Emperor in response to their Sunset Revelry, they wouldn't have drawn a card.
I've learned much during
Mistake on my part.
Your blade user taught me.
Also, like, look how hot this is, chat. Just like, end step Emperor draw, untap Emperor draw again. It's kind of incredible. This card's been really good. Well, their most expensive card costs 2 mana. It's good for us, I think. Bonus checks are in, and you're here for my whole workday. Get borderless new lands. Thanks for the biddies gap. I did miss it. I would love to borderify some channel lands. Let's do it. Tumos, there's a big historic tournament this weekend, so I'm expecting if there are changes coming to historic, it'll be after that tournament. Their MO is basically always waiting till after events to make changes to formats. Yeah, I think you just take the companion text off of Duress. I think you just like make it a card people can play in their main decks. Yeah, you just remove companion. Oh, is there a bundle for the borderless channel lands? I'll have to look for that. They usually do one of those. Just gonna drain them here in case they have interaction for these. Feels like there's a good chance they're gonna kill one. And if they're not killing it, we're super far ahead, so that's fine too.
I have got new moves to teach you.
Oh, you know what? I should have rummaged that. Thanks for the biddies, Bluefire. Oh, are they Mastery Pass? Maybe I'll just buy that then. I haven't bought the Mastery Pass. I think you're right that they're in there. Yeah, we'll buy the Mastery Pass with Cap Spits. I should have enough orbs to get a couple right away then. Vanishing Verse for their crabs sounds good. They probably have sweepers in their deck. We'll bring in Duress and some Guardian of Faith. Honestly, probably Trim Welcoming Vampire. I don't want to draw too many cards against the mill deck. There's an alt art, but I'll have to look at what the alt art looks like. See how well they blend with other things. So, the problem with the Mastery Pass from a whale standpoint, chat, is that by the time I get the booster packs out of the Mastery Pass, I generally already have 100% of the set those booster packs are for. So I lose value on the Mastery Pass because I already have everything. So for someone like me, the Mastery Pass is basically entirely for the alt arts. Yeah, I agree too. As the Mastery Pass giving old sets is strange. Crab is ruining the game, chat. That joke a little on the nose? So if Adventurer gets to attack here, we get to draw a card. Off the Welcoming Vampire, which is great. Just lovely. Holding up Guardian of Faith until they get rid of our board somehow. Obviously, they could have a counter spell to go with their sweeper, but we have the option to protect from a sweeper, and we have plenty of pressure in place. Let's just chill. Is it crazy to just Guardian of Faith end a turn to play around sweeper counter? I don't know if this play is good, but it's cute, so I'm gonna make it. Yeah, we have a lot of pressure in play. But yeah, we have one more big attack in here. We should be good to go. Yeah, the Foretold card could be Doomscar, and then any 3-mana counter would stop the Guardian of Faith. So I think phasing our board out while they're tapped out, so we're guaranteed one more attack, feels really good. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Playing around, settle the wreckage, and Alchemy is the big brain play. It's something. It's something. If this is all they have, they're probably bouncing the 2/2, and then they take 7 down to 3. They might bounce the Guardian of Faith simply not wanting to go to 3, because putting them to 3 means Hive is lethal on its own. They're thinking of bouncing the Adventurer to stop me from finishing my dungeon. I feel like it's gotta be the other 3 power thing or the token. Alright, I mean, I'll take it. I guess they could have a 3rd piece of interaction here as well as possible. Hey, Hive is lethal. Creature lands are so great. Are you ready? Doomscar is ready. It was in fact Doomscar, chat. Yeah, dead to the Hive. Alright. Take me home, black white ventures to the diamond 4 rank floor. do 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 do. One match away, chat, from pulling ourselves back up to where we belong, the Diamond 4 rank floor. Yeah, Tournament Magic works that way, Nukem, because they have to reveal their foretold cards at the end to prove they weren't cheating. Oh wait, I need to look for borderless lands real quick. This is why I wrote it down. Thankfully the queue time was long. Those are kind of gas, chat. Are there any other good borderless ones in the mastery tree? There aren't really, right? Just like all bad cards? Like none of these dragons are playable, right? And that's not gonna change? Yes, this might be the first time I don't buy a Mastery Pass. I guess Invoke Despair is okay. The rest of the Invokes are pretty bad, though. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get the land bundle out of the shop here, and I'm gonna skip the Mastery Pass this time through. This will be the first time in my history of playing Magic Arena I don't buy it. Dear Wizards, please put more playable cards in there if you want me to buy it. I mean, they basically need to turn all of the dies triggers on those dragons to like Leaves Play or Exile triggers. I doubt they're gonna do that. Because then there's a lot of blinky nonsense you have to account for. Hey, thanks for the 3 years, Atheist Vengeance. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Oh, sure. If a spell or an ability an opponent controls causes to be exiled. Yeah, that seems fine. I think I want a random rather than this. Butters! Thanks for 11 months. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for keeping me around. Vanishing Verse here. Parasitic Grasp, sure. Drop Welcoming Vampire, attack with this, make a 1/1, draw a card. It's on black, get to scry. Bottom land. Yeah, being able to trigger Vampire turn 3 with the attack from this is really good. Untap lands. I'm actually just gonna go back into the Ban Delver here. Because next turn we can go Vampire, attack, make a 1/1. The problem with a card like Assassin's Ink Blue Fire is that it isn't a removal spell on 2. If your 2-mana removal spell can't kill something on turn 2, it's not really a 2-mana removal spell. If that makes sense. Opponent pretty likely to sweep the leg next turn, but we've got a grip full of cards. If we draw a 6th land, we get to drop 2 3-drops. Yeah, they were at 15. My next dungeon at this point will probably be Tomb of Annihilation, but when they're still double digits, I don't think that's the right call. Hey. So, control matchup, Duress in, Guardian in, go blank in, drop, and lash out. Need 3 more trims here. Vanishing Verse can probably go. Trim a Graveyard Trespasser. Need verses for Hullbreaker. I'm not going to play the game assuming they have Hullbreaker. We also have the 4-mana Vampire that can discard Hullbreaker proactively. If we see Hullbreaker in this post-board game, I might consider bringing a couple of verses back in, but also just killing them before we get to that point is probably the best option. Trying to be reactive in a matchup like this is generally a good way to lose the game. We are the beatdown. The games we are winning are the ones we are being proactive. I mean, do you consider this deck we're currently playing Dead Guy Ale? If so, this deck's been super reasonable. For a 4th land here. This and all the getting is good. And go blanks, another way that can catch a Hullbreaker in some situations. I mean, our deck's not really all in on the dungeon theme, Space Martian, and we're kind of attrition-y. I exile my creatures to drain them out here. Yeah, exactly that, Lambton. That's a good summary. We're an aggressively slanted black-white mid-range deck that draws cards. Again, it's a good take. Oh, they should have held the land, because the Cletus is going to loot for them. Alright, if we dodge a sweeper next turn, the fact that we have Guardian of Faith probably means that we're good to go from there with our 4/4s. Getting to hold both. This card actually makes Guardian of Faith easier to hold up, which is great. Hey, Mr. Photon, thanks for the 36 months. Welcome back. Thanks for the 3 years. Alright, so the last card is better than Divide by 0. I was just about to say it could be the Sweeper. Unfortunate.
Keep watch for intruders.
Okay. Yep, yeah, let's exile the Divide by 0 here.
We must protect the people.
That's such a good draw with Lear in play. Top of their deck's been real good to him. My favorite card to play with from Kamigawa, probably Saito, the blue-black planeswalker. The blue-black mid-range deck we played a bit of in Alchemy is a ton of fun with that card. Super strong. I mean, our opponent failed to use Cletus to rummage at least 1 point, maybe 2 there, so they didn't really min-max that aspect of their card selection. The blue-black Alchemy deck plays for Kaido really well. You can find all of the decks that I've played previously on my YouTube channel in a really well-organized playlist. It's wild to me that someone has been following my content for like almost an entire year. You've been following on Twitch and you don't know that my YouTube exists.
I've learned much during my travels.
Maybe that's on me. Maybe I need to make a point to plug that more to people. But yeah, everything we play that's worth watching or worth considering or working on more ends up on the YouTube channel.
Try not to miss me.
Don't worry, it's only a little mischief.
I try to make a point to mention it when we get new followers. Like today, for example, I don't think we haven't had any new followers from the Magic category. The one person that followed the channel since we switched to playing Magic today was someone that came in to give me a compliment on my Pokemon Unite casting from the previous weekend, so... Yeah, the non-magic stuff tends to pick up more new followers, because I'm like an old relic when it comes to Magic chat.
I've seen that one before.
Putting YouTube stuff on the overlay doesn't really do anything. People ignore most of the stuff on the overlay chat. Alright, so if I go blank them, they have just this left and they draw back up with it. I guess we just do this. Just kinda hoping to draw a land there.
Second here, a second there. Who's counting?
Who's counting?
For the sake of all Innistrad, my will must be. You deal with this annoyance.
Ancient Arcty, man. Thanks for the 36 months. What happened March 2019, chat? We've had like 4 36-month resubs today. I guess theoretically some of them could have skipped some months in the middle, but a lot of resubs on the same timeline. Start with this.
My ways are not for the weak.
That was COVID was 2020, right? All the years blur, I know. No, my break for Magic was the end of last year. Have to go back and check the tapes and see. Something must have happened. Well, that was just the peak of Magic Arena, right? Magic Arena peaked in fall of 2018. Yeah, the arena release was fall 2018. Open beta, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think I'm gonna double Graveyard Trespasser here and eat their removal spells. Yeah, there's like 7,000 videos on my YouTube channel, Chip. There's a lot. we post like 2 to 5 things a day, 5 days a week.
Dire times call for dire tactics.
Alright, those can stay right there. I mean, we're grinding, chip. This is a scry 3 into a draw 3.
not overconfident. You're just underwhelming. Strike fast and strike hard.
Hey, sweet me daddy. Bye, friends. Oh my gosh, they have enough mana to bounce their Leer in response. Oh, they missed the line, chat. Chat, they missed the line. They could have, okay. So you're saying there's a chance.
We must protect the people.
They messed up and we have a chance now. Yeah, they could have used Divide by 0 on their Leer in response to their Damn Judgment and they missed it.
We've got the edge in this fight.
Another Leer off the top would be very bad for us. Oh, you know what? I should have drawn before I fired up this Hive, because if I hit a go blank, I'd like to be able to cast it. I want to put another creature into play. I need to end this game before they peel on us. Man, their top card's gonna be Leer, isn't it? There aren't any proper sweepers in here. Oh, you know what? I missed the damage. It's bad.
Remember your training.
Wait, excuse me? Why did we top a card if we're using the thing? I'm confused. Bowlerbeard, thank you for the entire year of support. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Please concede. The loving embrace, chat, of the Diamond 4 rank floor. The loving embrace. This build is sweet. I really like this. Yeah, it must have been a misclick topping like they did, right? This deck, and honestly, just like, if you watch the deck tech, if you missed it, one of the cards I called out during the deck tech as being kind of confused on was Welcoming Vampire. And the thing I didn't really consider enough was the fact that the, second layer of the Pandelver gives us a 1/1. This card was very good. In fact, I think I would probably do this if I were to play this deck again. I would just play a 4th one. Just because, like, this is a card that works well with itself. Like, you draw your second one draws a card with the first one, they both sit there and draw cards, and yeah, not only is this good with the dungeons, but it's good with both Emperor and Sorin too, right? Like, turning our Planeswalker down ticks into card draws was really, really good, so the core of this felt fantastic. Welcoming Vampire, definitely worth its slot. I'd probably play the last one. So if you're looking for a sweet venture variation, this seems like a great one. Shout out to the person in the subs Discord that posted this for us. Dietzel, thanks for the 23 months. Welcome back.